Hey, my name is Dan. I used to work at the biggest dealership in the country. Now I teach fine folks like you how not to get fucked when buying a car. Now in this video, I want to talk to you about cars that you should skip in 2019. Brand new cars. My first suggestion is don't buy brand new cars. They will depreciate by 50% in 3 years. Buy a 3-year-old one for half the price. However, if you just won the lottery or you hate cash and you're thinking about buying a brand new car, these are the cars that you should stay the hell away from. Number 1, Audi e-tron. Actually, all electric vehicles over $40,000. Why? Because in a couple of years, 2021, in beginning of 2021 or end of 2020, a company Rivian is coming out, or they already have the actual trucks. They're just going to be starting and putting them into production. R1S and R1T. It's electrical SUV and electric truck. These things are abso-fucking-lutely amazing. There is no other electric car that you should buy over $40,000 except these. That's how fucking good they are. And I hate electric cars. I have passionate hate for them, and I'm recommending these two. Look into them. Like literally, listen to me and look into them. They're fucking amazing. 750 and 800 horsepower could have something to do with the reason I like them. Yeah, kind of cool, huh? Now, second vehicle, 2019 Ford Ranger. I actually made a video about this. 2019 Ford Ranger. I'm gonna put link down below. This motherfucker here, this piece of shit, has been catching on fire in Australia. They had to recall 50 to 60,000 units. I don't remember. I think it's somewhere around 60,000 units that they had to recall. You know what they're doing? Now they're peddling this shit over here in America, and because, you know, Americans can't read fucking newspapers, can't Google shit, I have to do it. I'm being a little sarcastic here. Don't get too angry at me. But come on. This shit was recalled, 60,000 units of them in Australia because they're catching on fire. Now everybody here praising them. Not a single car reporter, not a single car reviewer mentioned this. Not one. Next one, Volvo and Jaguar. They were shit to begin with, but Volvo was sold to a Chinese company. Now it's going to be made in China and it's going to have Chinese quality control. You can only imagine what kind of car that's going to be. It was shit. Now it's going to be made in China. I mean, I have nothing else to say. Jaguar. Now it's owned by Indian company. Again, same thing with Chinese. It's called by a company that's called Tata. Tata. That's the name of the fucking company that owns Jaguar. If that's not enough of a reason for you not to buy the Jaguar, then maybe their reliability will have something to tell you. Buy a car, lose $20,000 in repairs over 5-10 years, and then talk to me. Next one, 2019 Hyundai Veloster N. I'm sorry, Veloster. I keep getting confused. They're so close. The reason I tell you to stay away from this car in 2019 is because they have a 2-liter turbocharged engine that's making 130 horsepower per liter, which is fucking amazing. Well, then, if it's so amazing, why shouldn't I buy it? Because it's only making 250 horsepower, and their premium edition is making 270 horsepower. That is complete bullshit. They have an excellent engine. From the research I have done, from the information I have collected, they have an excellent engine, but it's extremely underpowered. That's like having Michael Phelps swimming at baby speed. Instead of having this car at 350 and 400 horsepower like they should have, you know what they did? They slowed this motherfucker way down to the average, you know, hatchback horsepower, which on average is 250, 270. What kind of bullshit is this? And something else. They invited a guy from BMW M Sports to help them to develop this car. And they still end up with 250 horsepower. Are you fucking serious? Are you fucking serious? The reason I'm telling you not to buy this is because they could have had this, but they gave you this, but they're charging you $30,000. $30,000 for this shit. 30 fucking grand. Yeah, once 2 years, 3 years, 4 years later, it's gonna cost, you know, $12,000, $14,000, $15,000. Yeah, you can buy it. but not when it's costing you $30,000 for 250 horsepower hatchback. Way too much. Next one, Honda Passport. I know some of you are hating on me already after Hyundai, but let's get real. I made a video about this and you have seen it, and maybe you even give me a thumbs down. Maybe you gave me a little bit of disliking. That's totally cool. That is totally cool. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm not the type of person to say, oh, you're a hater. The reason I say stay away from this car is because it's just like a Pilot. It's made on a Pilot platform, Pilot engine, Pilot transmission. It's 6 inches shorter. It's only 6 inches shorter, which is about this much. That's not a lot. You know, in other places it might be a lot. And they removed third row seating. So it's shorter. It has only 2 rows instead of 3 rows. So it's a 5-passenger car instead of 8-passenger car. You know how much cheaper it is? With removing extra space from the car, you would think it would be significantly cheaper. No, it's only $1,500 less. From the research I have done right now, from what I have seen, Passport base model is going to be $30,000, maybe 30 and a half or so, and the Pilot, again the base model, is $31,500. So why would I buy Passport when it's giving me less room, it's removing extra seats, when I can buy a Pilot for just $1,500 more or $1,000 more? Why would I do that? Passport just doesn't make sense. It just doesn't. You're paying a little bit more, just $1,000 or $1,200 or $1,500 more, this much more, and you're getting 3 extra seats and more room in the back. It just doesn't make any sense with this Honda Pilot. If it was $28,000, $27,000, then we can talk. But for $30,000, no, not enough, not enough, not enough. Next one, 2019 Lexus UX. The reason I'm saying don't buy this car is, first, it wasn't tested. It's a brand new model. Let somebody else test it for you, all right? Let them buy it, let them test it. Then you can buy it. If they didn't fuck something up on this car, go ahead and buy it. But buy it as a used car, because this car reminds me of CT200H. It's a cheap car from Lexus. It's a piece of shit, really cheap, plasticky car from Lexus. It was like Toyota Corolla with Lexus badge. Toyota Corolla for 18 grand, or this piece of shit CT200H at $32,000. Lexus CT200H was a really cheap car. I can't even call a car, it was so shitty. A vehicle from Lexus. Now they have this. It's exactly the same thing. It's Lexus, but it's really cheap. Really, it's a Toyota with a Lexus badge and with Lexus price. So if you're going to be spending 30 fucking grand on a car, why in God's name would you buy this turd right here when you can go out and buy yourself 2-3-year-old Lexus RX 350? Why would you buy this shit here? Like, I don't understand. When you see luxury car manufacturers making small, cheap cars, stay the fuck away from that shit, because they're trying to bank on people's stupidity. Oh, it's a Lexus, it must be good. It's Infiniti, it must be good. It's a cheap Mercedes, it must be good. No, if it's small and cheap, it's small and cheap and should be sold at the price that is small and cheap, not ridiculous prices that they are selling this shit for. If it was $20,000, you would not hear me complain. If it was $25,000, you would not hear me complain. But once they're selling this shit for astronomical prices just because it has a Lexus badge on it, no, Lexus, go fuck yourself. Especially with Lexus Plus program that you're offering. Fuck you. Next one. Oh God. Infiniti Q60. I have a love-hate relationship with Infiniti. I love them because they make good cars. And I hate them because they promise us excellent cars. That's like you paying for a $50 steak, but you're getting a $30 steak. And that's how I feel about Infiniti. They offer us amazing cars. Beautiful cars, just beautiful, amazing. You know what they're promising on this car? Somewhere around 500 horsepower. 500 horsepower? Are you fucking kidding me? This thing needs to have 670 or 650 at minimum. 660 is what they should be aiming for. 650, 660, 670, even better, 700 horsepower. That's what this should be, not somewhere around 500. You're going to be offering extra horsepower. Okay, well then put it how it's supposed to be. Make it 650 horsepower. Make it something that when I buy this Infiniti, I can brag about this. I can't brag at 500 horsepower because the guy that bought a 400 horsepower is going to be like, yo, you paid how many thousands of dollars more for only 100 horsepower? Like, you may think, ooh, 100 horsepower, that's a lot. No, it's not a lot for something that's revolutionary, for something that they're making, that they're trying to say that's amazing. You can't pass off a $30 steak as this $50 or $60 or $70 steak. You can't be doing that. And here's something else. What really pisses me off about Infiniti is they know they're competing with Nissan GTR. If I'm about to spend 70 grand on a sports car, there is only one car to buy, Nissan GTR, because everything else is complete garbage. Nissan GTR, first, it's reliable as fuck because it's a Nissan GTR, and number two, it's fast. This motherfucker is fast. Dodges, Fords, Chevys, the stupid ass Infiniti Q60 that they're doing, Mercedes, BMWs, Audis can suck my dick when I'm rolling in a GTR. If you couldn't tell, I'm a little GTR fanboy. Not only fanboy, but I am standing behind a car that is truly amazing. Like, I am rooting for this car because truly it's the best. I don't even like 100% how it looks. I think it looks kind of weird. You know, it has a big fat butt. It has a weird front. Then there's a weird line from the front to the back. It just looks kind of weird. It looks like it got stung by a bee or something. But the car is fucking amazing. Whether you like it or not, you can't deny this motherfucker is fast. Is fast. If you're going to be buying a sports car, if I'm going to go out and buy myself an $80,000 or $75,000 this Infiniti, and I'm competing with a Nissan GTR, yes, it's a used GTR. I know it's used, but it's a fucking GTR. 2.9 seconds, 0 to 60, all-wheel drive. I can take this car how it is on the track and embarrass Ferraris, Lambos, Bentleys. Just put them to shame. Come on, Infiniti. This thing better come out with at least 600 horsepower. Another car that you should stay away from is this right here. 2019 Hyundai Nexo. This thing is absolute garbage. I know this video might be a little long. I'm sorry, but really, you need to hear this. So this is how this, oh my God, I have so much hate for this car, even though I love Hyundai. I have hate for this car. They take coal, turn it into electricity, make hydrogen, put the hydrogen in the car to make electricity to make the car go. Are you confused enough? You're not. Okay, let me confuse you some more. They take their hydrogen from the compressed tank that you're gonna put this into a car, mix it with air to make electricity to make the car go. Are you still confused? Okay, perfect. That was my point. Why the fuck are they doing this? This thing is like a party trick that is cringy, performed by David Blaine. First, nobody wants to see it. And second, stop advertising it. This thing is garbage. This thing, it has 25% efficiency rate. That's how bad it is. And that's only from hydrogen to electricity. I am not even comparing it from coal, where the actual power source is coming from. If you compare this from coal to electricity that the car produced, you have 90% loss. You have only 10% efficiency. What kind of garbage is this? I actually sat down for about 2 hours and did the actual fucking research on this. This car will drive on the hydrogen that you put into a tank that then will later be converted into electricity. 356 miles. Interesting. Considering that it only used 25% of the energy available. Now, 356, multiply that by 4. What are we at? I don't know, 1,200 miles from the same amount of energy. If they only used the hydrogen directly into the combustion engine, they would get 3 to 4 times better the gas mileage. Instead of they're doing the stupid ass party trick that nobody is asking for. They're taking hydrogen that they made using electricity, that they made using coal, and then they're pretending this is green fucking energy. First, it's not green and renewable energy because you used fucking coal to make electricity, to make hydrogen, to make electricity again. Why wouldn't you use this electricity that you have in the first place? Oh my God. I can't even. Hyundai, get your shit together. Hey, if you enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up below and click the subscribe button over my head, or watch one of those 2 videos if you want to see more money saving tips about cars. This is Dan with 60 Minute Car. I'm signing out, and I'll see you on the internet.